77 are Republicans. In the Senate, there are 67 Democrats. Only 33 are Republicans. The party that you back controls 2/3 of the House of Representatives and the Senate, and still they can't keep their promise to you, because you're a chump. Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you're dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race.
You know, people complain about young black male unemployment, so then that leads people in to incarcerate them. You end up with black men being warehoused because black people pose the greatest genetic threat.
It is welcome to Sucka-Free Saturday. I am pleased to have you all here with me today. Today we are going to talk about a host of important topics, so please make sure that you put your thinking caps on, because I'm going to need you to use your critical thinking, your reasoning to follow some of the stuff that I'm going to discuss with us today. Before I get started, fam, make sure that you smash the like button or the hater button. Don't matter to me. Just let me know what you think about my work. You know, if you haven't shared this on social media, make sure you do that. And if you haven't considered doing so, join these beautiful people down here on the bottom of this list and become supporting members of the channel. There's a few different categories you can pick, one which suits your budget, if you can call it. Again, I know my audience, a lot of us are struggling right now, so if you can't call it, don't worry about it. I'm still here to give you the best content, the best analysis, the best information I know how. But if you can, support. It's definitely appreciated and definitely beneficial. So With that said, let me go and start the greetings here as per usual. Namaste, Brother John. Peace to you, fam. Black man, what it do, fam? I know you got a lot to say, and I'm looking forward to your call. I got some stuff I want to say to you too as well. Miss Denny definitely is in the house. Love you, sis. Big Unc, I see you, fam. Welcome to the broadcast. Sister Jacqueline is in the house. Sister Jacqueline, that Future Shock book you was talking about was by Art Lafler, right? From the 70s. Let me know in the chat if I'm right. More and more books is in the house. B1, fam. Besta is in the house. Peace, fam. I see you, brother. Let's see. The Cool Man is in the house. Welcome, fam, to the broadcast. So, fam, today we're going to take a different tack, right? We've talked a lot recently on various broadcasts about history, about the historical underpinnings behind our dissatisfaction, our flat out hatred of Jim Crow Joe and his running mate Chameleon Harris, right? We've talked about the history of the drug war, the history of mass incarceration, how it specifically affected my generation as Xers, right? And so on and so forth. But with the election basically done, because there'll be a few people that vote on the day of the election, but mail-in ballots and stuff like that have already been coming in like crazy. This election is pretty much done. I want to start taking a different tack. I want to start talking more about the future, about what we can expect from America in the near future. Also, what we can expect from ourselves, or what America should expect from us in the near future. Because I think it's important that we don't get trapped in the past. One of the ways that white supremacy likes to derail our discussions is to keep us talking about historical shit. Because as long as we're talking about historical shit, fam, we're not talking about what we intend to do today about that historical shit, right? As long as black folk are dealing with historical injustices, which are important, never forget, family, never forgive and never forget. It's important. But while we're focused there, we're not focused here. And while we're not focused here, we can't focus on what needs to happen or what's coming in the future. So we need to have a future shock, family. We need to have a discussion about what to expect moving forward. So now, as far as the election goes, for me, I usually am comfortable with making a prediction. Not this time. I'm tending towards Biden winning the election, or at least the popular vote. But with all of the different shenanigans on both sides, on both Democrats and the Republican side, there's been so much chicanery, so much fuckery, that it's nearly impossible for me to call one way or the other one. So I want to talk about what the future looks like either way. I'll start off with what our immediate future looks like under a second term of a Trump presidency. Since I'm here, what's good, fam? Welcome to the broadcast. The immediate start of a second term of a Trump presidency is going to look at first much like the same as it does now, which essentially means this, that we're on our own for quite some time. I'm not just talking about black folk, fam, although that's the most important thing to me. I'm talking about America. We got no leadership as far as the coronavirus goes. There's no aid forthcoming in at least the next 3 months, even under a Trump presidency, right? So don't expect any stimulus or help during the darkest months, the coldest months of the year here in this country. What up, Engaging Black? I missed y'all too, man. But self-care is key, and I just couldn't call it. I made a promise to my family I would only broadcast to y'all when I got even this much to give to you. If I don't have this, I can't do it. Because y'all deserve my quality. Y'all deserve my best. Right? Engaging Black said that platinum plan looking good. Nah, don't even get me started, fam. I got clowned when I laughed about the platinum plan on my last broadcast. But fam, under a Trump presidency, a second term of a Trump presidency, it's going to look initially much the same way it does now. No help, no aid, no leadership, no nothing. It seems that if you listen to the words of Mark Matthews and others in the Trump administration, that this idea of letting the corona just wash over America in an attempt to engage some sort of herd immunity seems to be the operative order of the day for the Trump administration. Now, what does that mean, family? That means that you ain't seen nothing yet when it comes to the coronavirus. That's exactly what it means. It means that for as bad as it has been since March, you ain't seen shit yet. Trump and company have worked so hard to diminish any credibility that organizations like the CDC, the NIH, and all of it, to reduce the credibility of these organizations to the point that they could come out tomorrow and tell us that they got a cure for the coronavirus and no one will believe them. These organizations' credibility has been diminished so greatly in the eyes of the average American that they could literally throw a fucking parade down Black Lives Matter Avenue in DC, shouting to the high heavens that we got a cure for this shit, and nobody will take it. That's a problem. That's a real problem. Because of the politicization, well, you know what the fuck I'm saying. Because they politicized the coronavirus, no one knows who to trust when it comes to the matters dealing with the coronavirus. Some of you say, we need to listen to people like Dr. Anthony Fauci. And to those people, I would like to be one of the first people to tell you I agree with you. But then you got a group of people that say that Anthony Fauci is simply a puppet in the hands of Bill Gates, who've been trying to institute some sort of final solution for humanity using some sort of virus like the coronavirus since like the 80s or whatever. Conspiracy theory bullshit. How a public servant like Anthony Fauci, who has spanned across multiple administrations, regardless of political ideology and so on and so forth, being held up as a willing pawn and a tool for a technocratic kleptocrat. Like, family, 2020 wouldn't be a story you'd believe if somebody wrote it in a book. Just the sheer amount of disinformation and fuckery that's out there. If somebody wrote this in a book, called it a novel, 2020 with a big ass cover of, mounds of graves and burning cities and shit, you would be like, this is the craziest motherfucking story I ever heard. I never read any shit before like this in my life. And yet every day, this is the choices that are put in front of us. In the short term, a second Trump administration will look very much like the end of the first. We are on our own. We are alone in this shit. You think that you have coronavirus fatigue now? Go visit your parents for Thanksgiving in the midst of us setting records in new coronavirus cases. Go ahead. Go ahead and take your kids out tonight trick-or-treating. As if we're not in the midst of what they're trying to call the third wave, but it's just a continuation of the first wave because we never got out of the fucking first wave. America never got out of the first wave of coronavirus. We saw a slight dip in May. And then in June and July, it went right back up again in August. Then we saw a slight dip in September. Now it's going back up again. We never even left the first wave, and they're already talking about third waves. No. The disinformation is strong with these motherfuckers. We never once had this shit under control. We blame each other as Americans. And to an extent, rightfully so. There are simple, common sense things that we could be doing that some of us just ain't fucking doing. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Practice social distancing. In other words, stay the fuck out of people's face. You ain't got to be in their face of. Right? Don't be trapped in enclosed spaces with people you don't commonly live with for any lengthy period of time. Simple, basic shit. But even that's been politicized. On one hand, if you wear a mask, you're a pussy. You're living in fear. You just want to keep the country shut down. People are already struggling enough, and here you are acting like a bitch. You don't wear a mask. You're an antisocial piece of shit who couldn't care about nothing and nobody but themselves. Even that's been politicized. So because of the political polarization of America, not just in the government, but everywhere, the simple things that we could do to reduce the risk of the Rona, people just ain't fucking doing. But now, let's put the blame where it really squarely belongs, shall we, family? Let me see if I can find this map for you. I saw this map. I'm gonna see if I can find it. This right here, I wanted to show you. Give me just a second. This was a map that I saw that fucked me up. I wanted to share this map with you because I wanted to tell a tale, not of two countries, not of two peoples, but of two economies. I want to tell you a tale of two economies. And I'll tell you why this is important shortly. But I want you to take a look at this map. This is a graphic that shows basically the outbreak of coronavirus in Canada and the outbreaks of coronavirus in the United States. Now, this picture was published back in July. We've known this for a while. All right. This is what America basically looks like. Fam, let me share with you a concept that I have. This concept seems simple on its face, but it's a concept that a lot of people can't seem to grasp. Words have meaning. Like, if I say a word to you, it means something. So when I say hot spot to you, what do you think? When I say, man, it's a hot spot, there's some shit going on, what do you think about? Maybe you think about something like what's happening over here, right? In Canada. You take a look up here, here's Vancouver, some different areas over here. This is over here in Nova Scotia. This is Saskatchewan, Toronto, Ontario, BC, right? You're looking at those areas, those little spots, and you say, that's a hot spot. Some shit going on up in here, right? When you hear the word hot spot, you sure in the fuck don't see a wildfire, do you? Because if you look at the United States, that's not a fucking hot spot. That's not a few breakouts of coronavirus infections. That, family, is what the fuck a wildfire looks like. That looks like viral infection out of fucking control. That is not, oh, we've got a few flare-ups, but we're rounding the corner. We're rounding the bend. No, we are not. The United States looks like what happens when coronavirus is completely in fucking charge. But now, why is this important to understand? Because Canada, they got white folks up there. They just racist up there too. Black people up there and First Nations people are getting fucked with real heavy by the coronavirus, disproportionate to their relative numbers in the population and shit, just like here in America, right? So why the fuck am I holding up Canada as some great paragon of example? Well, I'll tell you why. This is why. Let me remind you of a story. In March, President Trump, Vice President Pence, and a whole bunch of what appeared to be like smarty pants people came on national TV. And they gave us a catchphrase. By the way, shout out to my beloved sister Taj. Shout out to my beloved sister Kimberly. I see you, fam. Welcome to the broadcast. They came out and they told us a story of this virus that has taken hold all over the globe. And it's deadly. It's killing folks. But we Americans, and we're not going to get beat by no virus. And so they said, stay in place for 2 weeks to stop the spread. That was the words. That was the words of Pence, Trump, everybody in the country. Even Dr. Fauci was standing up there on that same stage and said 2 weeks to end the spread, to stop the spread of the coronavirus. Now, we hadn't even actually made it into the first week of that 2 weeks when it became clear that with the rapidity that the coronavirus was spreading throughout America, that 2 weeks was not going to be enough to stop the spread. But we didn't call bullshit, if you remember. We didn't say, oh shit, y'all told us 2 weeks, you motherfuckers is lying. No, nobody did that. We understood pretty quickly into that first 2 weeks that shit was not quite what they were saying it was. Because they kept saying 2 weeks no matter how much time passed. In my state of Washington, where the first coronavirus cases appeared, up here in Kirkland, small city just outside of Seattle, killed a whole bunch of people in a nursing home, started spreading from there. We got the message pretty early on, pretty fucking quick. And our state was one of the first states to go into a full-on stay in place, what everybody's calling now shutdowns. Up here, if it wasn't the grocery store or an emergency appointment, you couldn't go to it. Did it help? Yeah, it did. Was it hard? Yeah, it was hard. People were scared as fuck. But we said, because our leadership asked us to give 2 weeks to stop the spread, we said, okay. And when they said, give us another 2 weeks, 30 days to stop the spread. Remember, it went from 2 weeks to now we need 30 days to stop the spread. Still, no one called bullshit. No one said, oh, these motherfuckers, two weeks wasn't bad enough. Nope. They asked us to give them another 2 weeks. America said no fucking problem. This is for all those people out there to try to say that America's got COVID fatigue. No, they're suffering from a malady, but it's not COVID fatigue. I'll explain to you what the malady is. Canada asked their citizens to do the same thing. We need time to slow down the spread of this shit so we can stay on top of it. We need y'all to stay in place, shelter in place, stay at home. Don't be out unless you gotta be out. And so to ensure that you have the capability to do that, this is what Canada did. $2,000 Canadian a month for people that lost their jobs due to the coronavirus, due to the pandemic. That's how Canada's coronavirus map can look like this, while ours look like this. Thank you, HP. I appreciate the love, fam. Americans are not suffering from coronavirus fatigue. We're just, for the most part, as adamant about fighting this shit as we were from the day we heard about it. What we're suffering from is economic fatigue. You're asking us to shelter in place, to not go out unless we have to, which means we can't support our local businesses and shit like that, which means that those businesses gotta close. Besides, we can't go to them anyway. Most businesses in this country are service oriented. It means people gotta be in your fucking face, which during a global pandemic is a problem. And what did our country do? They said, here's 1,200 little funky dollars. Good luck. A tale of two economies. One economy said, yeah, this economic shit's gonna suck. So rather than it sucking for everybody, let's just try and do something to take care of everybody we're able to. The other economy said, let's do the CARES Act. Let's name the greatest transfer of wealth to the wealthy seen in American history. Let's name it We Care. And we'll throw some money at the peoples. That is, if you ain't a prisoner, if you don't owe child support, You know, all these provisos, addendums, and quid pro quos and shit. What up, Pat Roberts? I see you, fam. Welcome to the broadcast. Americans ain't suffering from coronavirus fatigue, fam. Your average American's fucking broke. Can't nobody talk to you about preventing the coronavirus when you trying to figure out how you gonna keep the lights on in your crib or how you gonna keep the crib in the first place. Can't nobody come and tell you how to be safe, how to shelter in place, how to weather the storm when you gotta get out there to put food in your baby's mouth. One country says, we're asking a lot of our citizens, so we need to give a lot. Another country says, man, fuck them niggas. We got wealthy friends and shit who are going to be hurting from this that we need to take care of. We need to make sure that our good, God-fearing American corporations and our blessed banks are straight. Because we care. The CARES Act was a big fucking spit in our face. Now, to be fair, Trump said he'd sign it. At one point, mid-April, Trump was so eager to get something done, he said, y'all put any legislation in front of me you can, and I'll sign it. So he signed the biggest fucking wealth transfer ever seen in the history of America. A V-shaped economy, a V-shaped recovery. That, yeah, it went down, but now it's going back up. When in actuality, it's more like a K-shaped recovery. There's been a divergence in the Forrest family. There's been a divergence. You see, people like Bezos, people like Musk, people like Bill Gates, and so on and so forth, they've made trillions in the last 6 months. They're in a bank handing out enough money for them that they can't even take up more money. What up, Ibrahim? I see you, fam. Welcome to the broadcast. Sister Lisa, peace to you. Oh, Taj, look, Pelosi sold us all the fuck out. Matter of fact, all of them Dems sold us out. Including, the squad. AOC voted for the CARES Act. Bernie voted for the CARES Act. All these so-called progressives that's supposed to be on your team, that's supposed to have your back, voted to pass trillions of dollars up the chain. To the oligarchs, to the plutocrats, to the kleptocrats that own every fucking body. And to give you bitches $1,200, some of you, that you can split. They baby powdered us. They walked up to us, he's like, wait, I got a $25 money order that you bitches can split. That's how they played us. They gave us $1,200 funky ass dollars and squawked about that. Don't worry, fam. I'm going to get to it. Wait till I talk to you about what Biden's administration is going to look like. In the near future, Trump's administration is going to look, at least at first, like it does right now. But in a second Trump administration, Trump's already in there, fam. Mr. Too Opinionated Charles 91771 and 2008 B Scott, I see y'all, fam. Welcome to Sucka-Free Saturday. Welcome to the broadcast. If you think Trump is bad now, and he's not actively doing anything to help us, wait until he has zero fucking incentive to help us. Because, fam, we need to talk about the future shock that awaits us under a Biden administration. November 3rd, 2020, election day. People going out to the polls in record numbers. Mail-in ballots have been historic numbers. And Joe Biden wins pretty much every goddamn state in the union by horrible margins. Like, it's just crazy how much he won. Fam, try refreshing your browser if it's buffering. So, Jim Crow Joe Biden goes from being vice president, former vice president Biden, to being president-elect Joe Biden. And y'all think that we faced hell up to now with Trump. Fam, hell hath no fury like a lame duck president. You see, most of us, including myself, because I am no fan of Donald Trump at this fucking point, but most of us have been able to say that Donald Trump hasn't done anything to help us with the coronavirus. Sister Joan, welcome to the broadcast. So far, fam, we've been able to say that Donald Trump ain't lifted a fucking finger to really help us out through this shit. He's letting Mitch the Turtle McConnell in Congress, the Senate Republicans, hamstring him at every turn and blase skibbity woo woo. Okay, cool. But fam, understand that it's not as if Biden wins on November 3rd and takes office on November 4th. Biden wins the election. It's a landslide. Motherfuckers got a mandate, as they all claim they do when they win. Biden don't take power as the United States president until January 20th, 2021. You think Trump has been hard to motherfucking deal with up to now? Imagine an embittered, fighting for his political life in the courts and every other quasi-legal, extra-legal, illegal way he can think of to keep power, while still retaining the powers of the presidency for another, month and some change? Fam, Donald Trump could fuck up a wet dream in a week. What could he do to you over the next month and a half? Especially when he has zero incentive to do anything but fuck you over. Everybody's talking about how great a Biden administration is going to be. Bullshit. I can establish that clearly right from jump. And I don't need no crystal ball. But we got to talk about what's going to happen in the next few months should Biden win. With Trump as a lame duck fucking president. With his hands on the mechanism of the entire executive branch of government. Able to completely sabotage and wipe out and destroy protections to burn every motherfucking thing down. You think he's done damage to the CDC, the motherfucking the FDA, the NIH, and all of that now? Imagine what'll happen when he refuses to work with the Biden transition team, giving them key information they're going to need to make, well, I don't know, some real fucking decisions. Imagine when they exercise nuclear options all over these executive branch regulatory agencies. When they poison pill the whole fucking thing. So that even when Biden does take power in January, he's taking power over a government and an apparatus he can't even use that's gimped. Even if he was so inclined to do anything for you, which I'm not convinced of in the least, Trump and company could make it complete fucking hell for him to even have the ability to try. Peace, Queen Jet Black. I see you, fam. Rajon Edwards. Yep. All these different executive branch departments. Trump gonna fuck it all up. He gonna be like a kid you told no. No, you can't play your Xbox. Or if I can't play it, ain't nobody gonna play it. He'll break it. But let's say that somehow, and I ain't seen a way yet, through some sort of miracle, that Jim Crow Joe Biden, President-elect Biden, is finally able to take power as president. What does the future look like for you and I then? Well, first of all, Jim Crow Joe Biden is not going to do any goddamn thing really much different than Trump has regarding the coronavirus. At least not initially. You know, he's got a whole bunch of other agenda items to attend to, like giving citizenship to children of illegal immigrants and other shit like that. And not to mention the fact that he's got to reward all the corporate donors and shit that is, put money in his pocket and bankrolled his election. Now, all that shit comes first. You already know what it is. So Biden ain't gonna really do much in the beginning. If we're absolutely lucky, we might see somebody push for a coronavirus stimulus package somewhere in mid-February, if we're lucky. I don't think we're going to be that lucky. Sister Lisa, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate you. You see, fam, I told you that there's a malady that Americans are suffering from that ain't the coronavirus. There's a disease that we, not just black folk, but Americans in general, are suffering from. And the cause of this disease is economic. The fact is we're fucking broke. We ain't got no money. That's the problem. We, the people, ain't got no fucking money. Now, you would think that Joe Biden, being this stalwart, Democrat, would take a look at the fact that the people ain't got no money. And he would say to himself, we have to fix this problem. Americans are suffering. They're struggling right now. They need us to reach out to them. They need our help. You would think that's what Joe Biden would be on. Fam, he shares something with you may not be aware of. All of my truths, my angry black sheep has seen this. But some of y'all might not even know this. You thinking that you're voting for Biden to get the Republicans out of the White House. And Biden's looking to bring them back in. Biden eyes GOP candidates for cabinet slots. Traditionally, when you hear Republicans talk about the economy, to the extent that they actually do talk about the economy, fam, there's one word that Republicans continue to throw up time and time again to describe the situation as to why we can't do this and why we can't do that. And that word, family, is deficit. I'll say it again for you. Deficit. We can't do a new program for this. What about the budget? We're already in the hole, borrowing from future generations to pay for bullshit today. The deficit. It's the deficit, stupid. But here's something to note, beloved family. It's funny how there's never talk of deficits when it comes to bailing out the corporations. Don't nobody give a fuck about the deficit. When it comes time to prop up banks, don't nobody give a damn about the deficit. No, they only care about the deficit when anything that goes into the economy from the government could benefit you or I. Now, Biden has had a long history, fam, of being a deficit hawk. What the fuck does that mean? That means that Biden watches the deficit like most people watch TV. He's a deficit hawk. Anything to get the balance, the budget in balance. Here's the crazy part. And I want to shout out to Sister Taj for bringing this up. If you study modern monetary theory, you would realize very quickly that America being a sovereign issuer of currency, there's no way that a deficit should even be an issue. Because the government isn't like you or me. The United States government doesn't have to go out and compete with anybody to get dollars. It's the one that issues dollars. The government's budget isn't like yours or mine. Like right now, your budget broke and you broke. You gotta find a way to go out and get dollars. You know, get money, right? You gotta find a way to go out and get it. The United States government is an issuer of currency. It don't have to compete with nobody to get currency. If it needs money, it simply just makes money. Literally. Fam, modern monetary theory, also known as MMT, tells us that the government could fucking take care of all of its obligations today. And you know what would happen to the currency? Not a goddamn thing. Not a goddamn thing. Deficit be damned. It wouldn't mean shit. They could take care of the deficit right now. All these bonds that people are holding as evidences of American debt could be addressed tomorrow. All America has to do is authorize the printing of the currency and hand the currency to people and take the bonds back. That's it. And you know what would happen? Not a goddamn thing. Not a damn thing. But I can guarantee you this. With Jim Crow Joe having these right-wing deficit hawk Republicans sitting on his cabinet, sometimes in charge of economic policy, yanking on his ear? You think we getting more stimulus? Nah, fam. We about to eat austerity like you wouldn't fucking believe. The future shock that's coming under a Biden administration, it's gonna be austerity to the bone, fam. To the bone. See, we as black folk already know what it is, right? When you ask ADOS partisans, you know what I'm saying, B1 partisans, like those people that are actually interested in fucking black politics, we already know what it is. There is nothing that I'm mentioning right now that is a shock to any politically astute person. It is going to be a future shock, though, for vast majorities of Americans who simply don't understand how this shit works. Thank you, 2008 B. Scott. Biden's already letting you know, hey, I want to help y'all, but Trump spent up all the money. Sorry. You think he's actually going to tax the rich? Fuck no. Hell no. There'll be loopholes a mile wide in any law that Biden is able to somehow get passed. Because remember, Biden doesn't pass anything. Biden can only sign legislation that gets presented to him. You know, just like Trump. Like everybody threw dropping the ball for coronavirus aid and relief in Trump's lap because he's the man. But nobody's talking about motherfucking Pelosi with her bullshit ass schemes and inflating bills up and adding all these different line items that don't have shit to do with helping people with coronavirus, making any bill that anybody actually take the time to read so fucking egregious that they can't co-sign it. Nobody's talking about that shit. Nobody's talking about the fact that Mitch the Turtle McConnell has got all of the motherfucking Republican senators on a leash, and they're all fucking neocons who won't spend any money on the people if they can avoid it like the plague. Trump ain't the only one that's doing this shit. The bastards that own you, the rich who own you, are the ones that you need to be aiming your fire, shade, and smoke at. How? How are you going to call America the land of the free and the home of the brave when in any other country, this level of corruption in government would have the citizenry there at the Capitol not marching and protesting? They would be at the Capitol burning shit up and looking for heads. Any other nation in America's circumstances with the corruption that exists at every fucking level of government, in your judiciary, in the executive branch, and in the motherfucking legislature, would be there at the seat of government burning that motherfucker to the ground. That's not calling for violence. That's telling the truth. Any government that presided over the greatest transfer, the greatest robbery of wealth from everybody else to the most wealthy among us, people would be getting their asses shot off. Do this in France. Do this in France. Have the same corruption in France, and you'll have yellow vests everywhere going ham. But we the land of the free and the home of the brave. My fucking ass. By all rights, every American of every stripe need to be kicking these motherfuckers' asses right now. We don't need to be having no more discussions. We don't need no more votes. We don't need no more nothing, because they're not listening to us. They see us out here struggling, and then Pelosi and company go home and eat $20 ice cream in their $1 million homes. They don't give a fuck about you. Mitch McConnell can adjourn the motherfucking Senate and not consider any type of movement on anything regarding the stimulus. Why? Just cuz. Just cuz. And Biden and company is already signaling to you that when they get into power, they're not going to do anything to fucking lift you back up. Their corporate buddies is doing all right. The stock market is okay. It has its ups and downs, but it's trending up. They don't give a fuck about you. But there will be one difference. One. Between a Biden administration and a Trump administration. One major difference. Biden will regularly come on TV or send his pet Negro, Kamala Chameleon Harris, on TV to tell you how much they feel your pain. They know you're struggling. Oh, the stories that'll get told, fam, with our people who currently right now are disproportionately the highest number of homeless, the highest number of getting sick from coronavirus and all this shit. Oh, the stories they'll tell. They'll have montage after montage of black bodies sleeping under overpasses, sleeping in their cars, being in ICUs of hospitals for coronavirus, severe coronavirus disease, and so on and so forth. They'll use your black bodies and black blood to tell the story of the pain America suffers while doing absolutely jack shit to address it. How's that shit for a future shock? You thought Biden was going to be the savior. No more Trump. Orange man bad. Him gone. Nah, fam. Biden's already telling you. The cupboard's bare. The coffers are empty. Don't expect nothing from me and my administration to help you. But hey, we'll have a bunch of new citizens that are now competing for resources and shit. Ain't America great? That's right, Ibrahim. They'll blame it all on Trump. Because, trust me, the Democrats is good about that shit. Barack Obama couldn't do nothing to help us after the economic crash of 2008 because Shrub and company left the cupboards bare. It's not my fault, you know. It's you know, all the bombs that they dropped over there in Iraq and Afghanistan. It's the you know, the crony capitalism and the enriching of Halliburton. Oh, fucking shit. Barack Obama ain't found a country he wasn't willing to bomb. Ran out of bombs under Barack Obama's administration. You know, fam, let me share something with you really quickly about this whole inflation shit. Inflation is a bullshit argument for a multitude of reasons, but primarily one. If I ain't got shit, my kids ain't gonna have shit anyway. Let that sit on your head for just a second, fam. They're telling you that you can't get the aid you need. You can't get the assistance you need. You can't get the uplift you need because the cupboards is bare. We got to tighten our financial belts. We've been living too high on the hog round here. And they're telling you that it's so that we don't inflate the currency into nothing. Well, fam, guess what? If I ain't got shit, my kids ain't gonna have shit either. You talking to me about inflation today. But I gotta eat today. I gotta have a place to live today. And if I don't have any of that, then tomorrow don't mean shit. You can't talk to a starving man about God, family. There's a hierarchy to this shit. There's a hierarchy to this shit. What do I mean by that? Let's take a look at this real quick. Sorry we're going to the teaching screen so much today, fam, but I can show you better than I can tell you. This here is Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's a psychological theory that indicates that our needs have to be addressed from a foundation and go up or build up from those foundational needs. Now, your first needs, of course, are basic. Your physiological needs. You need food. You need water, warmth, rest, right? From there, you need security. You need to be safe. You need to be protected. You need to make sure that you're not going to get injured or hurt. But then you start talking about love, relationships, friendship, maybe you start talking about God and so on and so forth. But you can't talk to somebody whose needs down here at the bottom of the pyramid ain't being met about a need that's way up here on the top of the pyramid. In other words, family, I don't give a fuck about your deficits. I don't even hear you talking about deficits when I'm sitting here worried about how I'm going to pay my rent. When I'm worried about how I'm going to take care of my car note. When I'm worried about how I'm going to put food on the table for my babies and my woman. Fuck your deficit. Fuck your deficit. But see, fam, when you don't hold Jim Crow Joe accountable prior to his election, what you get is what you get. You don't ask any of the tough questions about his influence over his son Hunter's career, money and stuff like that. You don't ask questions about the emails. You just let him slide on that shit. You don't hold him accountable for nothing. This is what you get. This is what you get. I will, Morpheus. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Yeah, Jim Crow Joe Biden is going to give more money to the cops. So all you niggas that was out there protesting and twerking for the police and shit.
Gonna upload a video tonight. Check it out, fam.
I will, Morpheus. Thank you, fam. Right, all of y'all out there twerking for the police and this, that, and the third. Congratulations. You did it. You earned it. Instead of actually making the motherfuckers be held accountable, now they're gonna get more money. But before I open up the lines, I've got one last future shock for you. And I think you're gonna like this one. The future shock that America's about to face is you and I. That's right. We are here as the descendants of the enslaved here in the United States of America. And we aim to get our due. We're not hearing no more excuses. We are not waiting for a more convenient season. We don't give a shit about your Green New Deals. We don't give a fuck about your Medicare for all. We don't care about your universal colleges and all that other shit. We only are listening to one thing. Are you going to remediate, restore, and repair us as the descendants of the enslaved here in the United States and institute a real black agenda for our protection and uplift, or no? If the answer is yes, we can talk. If the answer is no, then you don't even speak our language. We're the future shock America never saw coming. A group of politically active, politically savvy black people who are done with excuses, who are done with performative so-called allianceship, who are done with wordplay, who are done with window dressing. We're the niggas you never saw coming. We, the descendants of the enslaved here in the United States, is the greatest future shock that this country is about to see. Because, fam, I could have told any one of these motherfuckers had they ass that you never push a people to the point where they have nothing to lose. Republicans, you don't get to tell us that you want small government, that you don't want government to be able to interfere in nobody's business, when the descendants of the enslaved here ain't got no business. Democrats, you don't get to tell us that you got a new program, some new benefit. We don't need your charity. We need you to pay the motherfucking debt you owe us. We don't want no more motherfucking programs. We don't need no more handouts. We don't need no more new policies and programs to, for y'all to administer. Because, us dumb Negroes don't know how to handle our own business. No. We need 3 things from you. 1, stop fucking snowballing. Stop bullshitting and stalling our justice claim. 2, cut the check. And 3, and most important, leave us the fuck alone. We don't care about continued integration into America. That's never been the goal of most black people to begin with anyway. None of us really want to live around motherfuckers who don't talk like us, who don't live like us, who don't think like us, who don't even look at us as people. Fuck them motherfuckers. We want you to stop bullshitting about our paper, cut our check, and leave us the fuck alone. Now, what does that look like? Well, Dr. William Sandy Darity says it a lot better than me. He's a much more intelligent, wiser brother than me, right? So he says acknowledgement, recompense, and closure. That's what we are demanding. We demanding that they stop bullshitting about the debt that's owed. Acknowledge it. It's been there. It's going to continue to be there, right? The clock's still running. The VIG is still running. You feel me? So just stop bullshitting and stop acting like you don't owe us. You owe us. But this ain't a handout. We ain't begging for nothing. This ain't charity. This is what the fuck you owe. Recompense means to pay what the fuck you owe. Some say 12 trillion. Some say 16. Some say 20. Some say more than that. I say figure out a fucking number and let's start cutting checks. And only then, after acknowledgement and recompense, do you even have the nerve to talk to us about closure. Because at some point, we'll have to say, you know what? This is America's best faith effort at addressing this debt that they owe us. I guess we can live with this. That's closure. Doesn't mean we forget our history. Doesn't mean that we forget where we come from. Doesn't mean that we don't talk about the history of America no more, that we gloss it over. Don't mean none of that. It just means that at some point, they will have finally put paid to the debt they owe us. Acknowledgement, recompense, closure. ARC, the arc of history. They delinquent. They gotta come out their pocket for them ends. We needs that. And more important, we ain't taking nothing less. Oh, they've tried all throughout this election season, fam, to come and snowball us with everything. They've had Kamala dancing in chucks and, you know, talking about shake your booty to the polls and all this old bullshit. Jumping on Ice Cube because he got the temerity to answer a phone call from the Trump administration. Trying to tell niggas how to vote. Shaming and bullshitting and talking about our ancestors all funny style in all 50 different thousand kinds of ways and shit. They done tried everything and they just don't fucking get it. We are done listening to what the fuck they talking about. If they're not talking about paying the debt, i.e. reparations, i.e. recompense, they're not speaking a language I understand. This whole goddamn country could burn. I don't give a fuck. Why don't I care? I'll tell you why I don't care. Because I've had to sit here and mule politically for everybody for generations. There's always some existential issue that pops up that requires black folk, right? Black Americans, the descendants of the enslaved, to sacrifice, to wait just a little while longer for justice to be given birth to. Fuck that. Everybody else in America gotta wait now. And to the extent that they don't honor my justice claim, I'll sit back and watch this whole motherfucker burn. And I mean that shit from the bottom of my shit. You either pay us our debt or we gonna socialize the failure. We not voting for none of you motherfuckers. When I voted, I joined my ADOS brothers and sisters by voting down ballot. I voted green at the top of the ticket. A lot of ADOS folk didn't do that. They left the top of the ticket blank or they wrote in ADOS. I respect it. But I support the Green Party. So I voted for the Greens at the top of the ticket. But down ballot, I didn't vote for a single motherfucking Democrat or a Republican. I voted for questions, referenda, initiatives. I'm not supporting a Democrat for dog catcher. I'm not voting for one of them motherfuckers to shine my shoes. Because baby Democrats grow up to be big Democrats. And I want to make sure to strangle them bitches in their grave. I mean, in their cradle. I don't even want them motherfuckers to grow up. I don't want them to grow up to be big Dems. Just like I don't want them to grow up to be big Republicans. The Republicans are not speaking my people's language. The Democrats are not speaking my people's language. So I don't support any one of them motherfuckers. That's right. Tell him, B. Scott, we from KC. KC Mo, the show me state. Don't tell me what the fuck you gonna do for me. Show me. I was born and raised in KC. They'll tell you in a minute down there, show me. They don't want to hear shit you talking about. I don't want to hear shit that Biden's been talking about. I want to hear shit Harris has been talking about. Trump that had 4 years to do anything he wanted and ain't done shit for black people. So I don't want to hear shit that he's talking about. He's done a few things that are noteworthy, like the First Step Act. I give him praise for that. He ain't gone out of his way to egregiously hurt black people per se. But I'm sick of these motherfuckers getting passes for a bar that's lower than a snake's belly. Nah, we raising the bar now. The bar for the black vote moving forward in 2022, in 2024, and 2026, and ad infinitum, is justice for the descendants of the enslaved in the United States. We need reparations and a black agenda. And if you're not talking about that, I don't give a fuck what else you're talking about. All these leftists, fam, all these so-called liberals and progressives and socialists are trying to run a snow job on you. See, one thing I can claim for certainty about the conservatives is they don't even try to buffalo black folk. They tell you that you fuck with us, we trying to kill the government so you can't really get shit. So get what you can get out of it before we do it. That's a clear plan. I understand where the conservatives are. Some are libertarians. They want to get the baby of government just small enough to drown it in a bathtub. So I know that if I'm fucking with them, I gotta try to hurry up and get my debt paid by this government before they kill it. Cool, I can address that. But these socialists, these progressive, these liberals, they stay on some bullshit. Oh, I saw a tweet today, fam, where this brother read the boots of white folks. Let me see if I can find this motherfucking tweet. Read they boots. Shit was amazing. And this white socialist posted up that it was an indictment of the two-party system in America. And I'm like, the fuck? He wasn't talking about the two-party system. He was talking about your ass, white man. That brother wasn't talking about the Republicans and the Democrats. He wasn't making no differentiation between some sort of political parties when he was reading these motherfuckers' boots. He was talking about white folks. Thank you, Brother Morpheus. These socialists got the motherfucking nerve to tell us that by giving everybody the same shit, that we all gonna be in the same place. But I got news for them, family. I got news for them. They not buffaloing nobody. Because I want to share something with you that these dumb bastards think we ain't figured out. Let me show you this. Over here to your left is what these motherfucking lousy ass leftists and progressives and socialists is talking about. Equality. Everybody get the same box. But what happens, fam? What happens? Because some of these folk is tall. Some of these folks got the height. Some of these folks is middle of the ground. But then you got your short, stumpy folk. You give everybody the same size box. How is everybody supposed to watch the game? I don't want your motherfucking equality, you lousy bastards. I want my equity. I want what you owe me. You have made my people a contagion to wealth, to resources, to joy, to anything good in America. Contagion. Not that we can't get it. You made that shit where it's almost allergic to come around us. And you got the nerve to tell us, well, we just give everybody the same box. This is why you motherfucking socialists are going to keep failing. This is why you are never going to have any validity in the United States. This is why you're going to continually be on the periphery of anything political. The reason why is simply this. Because you cannot address economics in this country. You cannot address class before you address race. In a racist ethno-state, such as the one we live in here in the United States of America, you dumb, heartless sons of bitches, you don't get to address class before you address race. Until you make whole the descendants of the enslaved here in the United States of America, you don't get to talk about equality. Don't come talking to me about everybody get a box. Give me my boxes, bitch. Give me what you owe me. And then if you want to talk about tearing down the fence, I'm with it. Give me my motherfucking boxes. Then we can have all the conversations you want. When I can see how the game is played, when I can get involved, when I'm not blocked out from participation, when I finally got the means and the capability and the capital and the wherewithal to be able to do for me and mine, then we could talk about some equality shit. But you don't get to just hand out boxes to everybody while my little short stumpy ass is still stuck over in the corner not knowing what the fuck is going on while everybody else get to enjoy the fruits. That's not how this works. And it's never going to be how it works. We don't want your motherfucking equality. We want parity. We want equity. We demand equity. We've earned it. Thank you. More and more books said, why would people who have generational wealth need free tuition? Think about this, fam. They want to talk about Medicare for all. You got people that can afford the best health care that money could buy just on a humbug. They don't need your universal programs. And you know what the crazy part is, fam? I actually like leftist politics for the most part. I'm pretty much a leftist when it comes to a lot of different shit, right? I'm about as left as it comes on a lot of different shit. But where they lose me is this. How you gonna have socialism in a country where socialism requires that each individual member of society sees the other members of the society as people, in a country where racially the politics mean that you can't see my people as people? Socialists like to talk about places like Sweden, like Denmark, which actually isn't socialist. Norway isn't either, but Sweden and other places are. Vietnam is socialist. They like to talk about these different socialist places or whatever the case may be. But one thing they don't never want you to discuss is the ethnic makeup of any of these places. Let's take a look real quick, fam. I'm going to open up the lines, fam. Don't worry. I'm going to let you get it in. And I thank all of y'all for your patience in riding with me, right? This here, fam, is the ethnic makeup of Sweden. You know, socialist paradise. It's 80.9% Swedish, 1.8% Syrian, 1.4% Finnish, basically more white folks, 1.4% Iraqi, and the other 14.5%. Now, they of course have an indigenous people that are a white-skinned people called the Sami. And they estimate the Sami's number of people in Sweden to be around 20 to 40,000. You dig? You notice anything strange about these numbers? It's easy for Swedes to be socialists when pretty much everybody in Sweden is Swedish. I mean, did I say something strange, fam? The chat's quiet as a motherfucker. It's real easy to talk about socialism and helping your fellow man when your fellow man is white just like you. But let's take a look at this. Because this shit isn't gonna last forever. Look at Europe. Right now, over in Europe, various countries are experiencing the rise of what they're calling their own little version of the alt-right. Right-wing nationalists. You got Marine Le Pen here in France. In Germany, you have this party, right? Look at this map of Europe. This is the percentage of votes won by nationalist parties. Oh yeah, all the free gimmies and stuff like that all these people in Africa are jumping on rickety boats to try to get to. That spigot's about to get turned the fuck off. Look at this. With names like Freedom Party. Sound familiar, fam? We don't hate nobody. We're the party of freedom. The Conservative People's Party. Look, even in so-called socialist heaven Sweden, right-wing Swedish Democrats, 17.6% of the motherfucking vote. The Freedom Party in the Netherlands, 13%. Look at Hungary. Over in Hungary, fam, immigrants try to cross the border over in Hungary, and the motherfuckers got guards on the border ready to shoot them. Real talk. Yeah, they want to talk about socialism, but they don't want to talk about the fact that most socialist states are also strangely ethnically homogenous for the most part. And the more ethnically mixed it becomes, the less likely socialism is to be there. These leftists, these progressives, these socialists are running game on you, fam. They want to get you to think that it's all about class. Nope. You don't fix race. You'll never fix class. You go to these socialist paradises now, and they talking about passing laws to limit immigration and shit. Cause see, back when it was almost all Swedes there with their little ethnic, minorities like the Sami or immigrants from other white countries, they were cool with it. They were cool with socialism, with free health care and with, free education, K through postdoc. They were all right with it all. But then the Syrians shit started showing up. And all these Africans started showing up and shit. They're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. Y'all can't just come here for the free shit. The free shit's only for white folks. Now, of course, they're not openly saying that on the media and shit yet. No, what they're doing is they're voting for politicians that support policies that take that shit away. Matter of fact, fam, if you want to answer as to why socialism don't take off into America, there's your answer right there. It won't take off in America because white folks would rather do without than to see you have it. Just keep it in a buck. The idea for many white folks that you might actually not be poor, that you might actually not be on the bottom, that you might actually have agency and autonomy and ability to decide your own destiny in the so-called greatest country in the world gives these motherfuckers the shaking willies. Race in America always trumps class. If it didn't, how the hell did poor ass Irish immigrants and Polish immigrants and German immigrants become motherfuckers that we, the most American of Americans, the descendants of the enslaved in this country, have to go and ask for shit politically? Joe Biden is a child of immigrants. Bernie Sanders is a child of immigrants. Kamala Harris is a child of immigrants. Barack Obama is a child of immigrants. Pelosi is a child of immigrants. Make that shit make sense. How is it that I'm more American than any of these motherfuckers that I gotta actually go fight with to get my due? I'll wait. Yep, Offset called his the other day. Hey, do you know who the fuck I am? Yeah, you about to go to prison, motherfucker. You about to go to jail. That's who the fuck you are. You are an arrestee, Offset. Exactly, Taj. Keep talking about this as a nation of immigrants. Because every last one of these motherfuckers is children of immigrants. I'm able to trace my history back into this goddamn country almost back to the 1700s. First it's chattel, then it's freedmen. But I gotta go and beg some immigrant bitch for my rights? I gotta go and kiss Pelosi's yes queen ass to be able to get my due? Make that shit make sense. We're the future shock they never expected. We are self-interested, goal-oriented, data-bearing weapons of political mass destruction. And everybody killers. We don't give a fuck if you ultra right wing or ultra left wing. If you're not speaking our language, we ain't listening to you. I know you're afraid, family, of the coronavirus, and you have every right to be. But we'll survive that like we've had to survive everything else by the skin of our motherfucking teeth. Wear your masks. Stay the fuck away from family members that ain't your immediate family for now. I know you miss Big Mama. I know you miss your peoples, fam. I do too. But if you love them, stay the fuck out of their face for now. This too will pass. Don't let because the coronavirus don't get tired, fam. It don't get bored. It don't get lonely. It don't sleep. It don't miss Big Mama. It don't miss Pawpaw. It don't miss your uncle. It don't care. And you only have to slip once. And you can kill everybody in your goddamn household. Fam, let these COVIDiots be out here passing this shit around like it's motherfucking Halloween candy. You and I can't afford to do that. Wear your masks. Stay the fuck at home. Wash your hands. Don't be touching all over your face when you have to go out. Right? The same shit we've had to be doing, we gotta continue to be doing, fam. You cannot get tired. You don't have the option of COVID fatigue. We're gonna make it through this shit, but you gotta put in the work. But most important, family, you got to get up on this advocacy. We ain't got the option of no more fucking fence sitters. No more people sitting around waiting to see which way the wind gonna blow. No, we the future shock America been needing. We that motherfucking shock to the system America has been waiting on. We that motherfucking paddle. Boom. Right? We the D-Fib. We the future shock this bitch been needing, because without it, America's dead. Without doing justice for the descendants of the enslaved here in the United States of America, America's dead. We the D-Fib. Let's do this, fam. Well, where the fuck is my call-in number? Give me a second, fam. I'll bring up the number for y'all to call in. There we go. 360-602-2667. Personally, sometimes when I'm at my most misanthropic, my most weak, fam, because I have weakness moments too. When I'm at my most, I hate this motherfucker. Sometimes I wonder if we should try and save this bitch at all. But then I remember that my ancestors' bones is buried here. That their blood was the mortar, their bones are the bricks. Their flesh is the cover, the only cover that America deserves from me. And I fight. And it ain't easy. I know my brother Black Man was talking about taking a hiatus. I understand, fam. Mental health care is key. You can't let yourself get burnt. So I'm not here to judge you. But this is a fight we can't run from. It's our turn to enter the crucible. Caller from 914, it's your man Mark Black. What's your name, where you calling from, and what's on your mind?
Hi, my name is Lisa Jackson. I'm
Hey,
just
Lisa.
calling to tell you this is a great show tonight.
Oh, thank you, sister. Thank you. I just try to tell it like it is.
Show. It really is a great show, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because you know what, I work in the service area of food service and a nursing home, and I gotta tell you, this shit is real.
Yeah.
And sad part about it is that I know we feel like our little melanin and whatever. Let me tell you something. The Most High is dropping us like flies. Many of us are just dropping and not even dropping from that, just dropping.
Yep.
This is one of many plagues. See, they could have built this up in a lab, but they can't control it at this point.
You damn right. Like, that's what I've been, sister, that's what I've been telling people. There's a lot of people that say, oh, well, they cooked up the coronavirus in a lab. Okay, what that mean? Now we know that. Let's say that that's true. Yeah. And now what?
I don't know what, but you know what I'm saying? I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, my body and everything just feels like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can I say this to you? You can feel this.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel it. You can see the skies. They're covering the skies up with clouds that are not real clouds. You can feel it.
Sister, I tell you what, your body can't lie. And the constant barrage of fear-mongering, distress by itself would be dangerous enough. But then combine that with the fact that we don't know who to trust. We can't trust our own government. We can't trust nobody when it comes to this stuff. And the fact that the information we're getting is mixed up, choppy, all over the place. And that's a recipe for disaster. Black people already suffer from a lot of different stress-related ailments. We suffer from high blood pressure and diabetes and all that other shit, right? Then you combine us losing our jobs in the pandemic, losing aid and resources when we already didn't have nothing. Like, this shit is going to be a killer in more ways than one. And
but I'm going to tell you something. Something else I'm feeling. I'm going to tell you this. Is that this is the time to tear away the tares from the wheat. We have to get away from this thing called Nephilim. We have to run.
Now, what do you mean by that, sister? Because I don't.
What I am saying to you is that the state of mind, it's spiritual.
I'm with you so far.
Okay, so we got to get away from this thing called this. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to call them outdoorsy or whatever. We have to get away. We're gonna have to separate ourselves. So no matter what we lose, you know what I'm saying? We can't. We got to try not to lose our God-given mind.
Facts. As a matter of fact, sister, I've been saying that at this point, my concern is my tribe, my people.
Yes, we gotta. We you know what I'm saying. It don't matter what bloodline we mixed up in. This is spiritual, and he said it was coming. We gotta get away from this, and we're gonna have to separate ourselves in spite of what we lose physically. We gotta get away from this.
I hear you, sister.
Because this shit is only just begun.
Yep. I'm trying to tell my people as best I'm able that there's plenty of future shocks that are coming. I only have so much time, but there's so much more I could discuss. Biden, the new wars that would come under a Biden administration, all the different, because Trump is incompetent. Biden is barely competent, and he knows just enough to be dangerous.
And you're right. And the thing is that you have to look at the polished politician versus the one that don't have no receipts. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched the second debate because I get a laugh out of all this shit because I know I'm totally out of it. I'm not even voting.
Right.
I'm done. So, you know, I understand what you're saying about the Green. I don't even know that much about the Green Party or the Independent Party.
Sister, do yourself a favor, though. Study up on the Green Party. I'm not, listen, far be it for me to shame you for not voting. That's not what your man is doing, right? I respect your right to abstain. I'm simply saying, take a look at him. See what you think. This is from your brother and one who loves you. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, you not voting for nobody. It's a vote for the. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just saying, do your due diligence. I get what you're saying,
but I don't even. You know what I'm saying? Our people are so brainwashed that they're just so happy that, you know. I mean, like I thought it was just like an abomination to see Roland Martin. Like, you are crying because they're voting for Biden. You're crying because they're voting for a man that locked up. Now, hear me out, because I'm not a Trump supporter.
Go ahead, sister. This your home. You speak.
Trump told the truth when he said to Joe Biden, you locked up tens of thousands of black men. I want you to understand he was specific. And I don't care who told him to say it or whatever, it was said.
Yep, where was the lie? Where was the lie? Biden is responsible for millions of black people being incarcerated.
From 1980s to the 1994. I remember, I'm 55 years old. I remember him using the N-word.
Yep.
See, this is what I'm saying is that, you know something? I even gave him a pass with Barack Obama because I thought what I thought. But I learned a valuable lesson. Thank you to the Most High Yah. He said, no man will get you out of this. No man. He came right back and said it to me again. Oh, you thought that, you know, brother man, no man. I said, no man. Because at the end of the day, brother, what you be talking about is we have to end this.
I couldn't agree more.
We have to stop this dependent on a man or a man that look like us. No man is going to get us out of this until we unify and say enough is enough.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We the saviors we've been waiting for, sister. You know that, right?
Exactly. Enough is enough. Did you see the little 20-year-old sister lay out the whole...
You damn right I did. KC make them different, don't they?
I listen to that shit. I listen to that shit ever since it came on. I listen to it every day.
That sister read they boots, didn't she?
She said, that sister said, I'm not here to be nice. And I like this building. But listen, let me tell you something. We have to stop this division amongst, you know what I'm saying, YouTubers or whatever. We have to stop it.
I agree.
We have to embrace all of each other. The new kid on the block with the gun, he got the gun. The rabbit got the gun.
Facts.
We got to embrace all of it for us to get by. You don't think that the Most High, he's setting us up for victory. We the only ones that can lose this shit.
You know, sister, I want to thank you for saying that, because I really truly believe that this fight, in this moment of time, our ancestors would have killed to be where we at. This is actually the singular best time to press home this justice claim, to finally put paid to this long-standing debt.
He gave us all angles. You got True Raw, you got Lisa Cabrera, you got Vicky Dillard. We gotta stop all this divisional. Even in that angle, we gotta stop it. And then we got the kid that came along with a gun just one day, and then one day woke up and had 3,500 members. We got to see what our Father said he gonna do for us, and stop saying what we gonna do. Because see, we had other laws before these laws that these people gave us.
You know what, sister? I'm constantly reminded of the fact that when I look throughout history, strangely enough, God, the Most High, right, help those who get up off their ass and help themselves.
And help themselves.
It's strange how when you move, When you move, it's strange how God back you.
What? But he already moving.
Thank you. So, like, we sitting here all this talk about this, that, and the third, and that talk is important, right? Plans are important. Strategy is important.
There's no problem with that. You right, brother.
But at some point, we gotta actually say, look, by any method, by any means, using any tool that we have available, let's go get what it's time for us to get.
We should have learned a lesson from the 1960s when you know what I'm saying, with the COINTEL paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
We should have learned from then. And then what we doing right now is that, oh, I got a problem with this one. Oh, I don't believe this one. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm taking a man with the gun. I'm taking you with the intelligence. I'm taking Vicky Dillon talking about the outdoors. I'm taking everybody in.
You know what, sister? I'll say this. Whatever will get you to the point of getting in your spot and fighting alongside with the fighters, I want you to use it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm the voice for everybody. I speak what I speak in the way that I speak it. But so in other words, sisters, what I'm saying is this. If what I say edifies, if what I say benefits, use it. Disregard anything else, because all of the good stuff that's coming from me is coming from my ancestors. Only the mistakes are mine.
That's right, brother. That's right.
That's all I got to say on that. You see what I'm saying? That is all I got to say on that. Take the best of what I can give you, leave the rest behind, and cover me with grace, because I need it.
We supposed to take the best out of each other.
Yep.
That's what we supposed to do. Everybody up, I'm saying, wait a minute, whole of fun. Where all this dissension coming from? We all trying to get to the same goal. Now I'm gonna tell you something. They not gonna give us restitution or reparations. No, he's telling us fighting up there in them clouds. All them clouds they trying to cloud up that don't exist. He's telling us. Oh no, I'm here.
Sister, we're gonna get it. We're gonna have to get it.
Yes.
We're gonna have to get it. Now here's the thing.
That's right.
Here's the thing. I want you to understand this. Okay, because while I don't share all of your spiritual beliefs, there's an undercurrent of everything you're saying that I agree with. So I want you to understand that first and foremost. But second of all, I want you to understand this. You are absolutely right when you say that America is not going to give us anything. We will have the justice we take.
We have to take it.
No more, no less. They will try many different avenues to get us off of the path of giving birth to justice, right? But if we stay true to the path, if we have a love affair with the truth, right, and we are willing to exercise every effort in every moment with every people, regardless of respectability, regardless of whether they like us at the end or not, regardless of how the fuck they feel about it, we will give birth to justice and we will get our due. But we are going to have to put in the effort. Nobody's going to give us a damn thing.
Exactly. But until we do that, we might not agree on everything. But see, one thing I have realized, even just from working, when you go in a room and you close the door and everybody's on one accord, that outside is shit.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I don't care what anybody believes in. If they believe in Inky, if they believe in whatever the planets, I don't give two shits. I don't care.
I hear you on that one, sister. All I care about is, are you on board with justice for us and our tribe? If you on board with that, I fucks with you. I don't care what your beliefs are. I don't care about none of that.
Be a Muslim, Christian, whatever you want to be. I don't care if we're fighting the same fight.
Facts.
I just have a problem with gatekeepers.
I hear you on that shit.
You're not gonna tell me to vote for nothing. I'm not doing that. I don't have to.
You don't. Thank you. Say it again, sister, for the idiots in the cheap seats. You don't have to. Your ancestors didn't die so that you could vote for dog shit versus cow shit.
No. I don't have to vote at all. period.
Facts.
Up or down ballot.
Facts.
Because to me, you're not going to, you see, here's the problem, and I'm going to show you something. It's not the color that you put up there. It's the color of the law. It's the laws. That is the problem. So we got to get ready to change them. I've never been so hurt in my 55 fucking years. 55 years. I cried just to look on the other day that they freed Guy Fisher. That man did not deserve 30-something fucking years. He did not deserve that. But I tell you one thing. I don't know if it was the Most High. I don't know what happened. But I tell you this. Man walked out of there with more degrees underneath his belt and helped more people sitting up there with less time than him and helped them get out when he was facing all of his life.
Yep. There's a lot of brothers. A lot of brothers is like that.
So I'm telling you, we are special people.
No doubt. No doubt.
Special people.
We come from the baddest. We come from the baddest folk that ever lived in this country, bar none. You can't tell me shit different.
We have to get all out of our feelings, all out of this thing, this jealousy thing, this is the agent, this one is this one, and this one is that one. I don't give a shit which path a person take, as long as they trying to get to that one goal. Exactly, sister. I'm gonna gotta leave it there because I want to take another call. But you said a word right there, sister. If you headed towards the same goal as me, I don't care if you take the mountain, the stream, through the forest, whatever path you take. Take the up road, the round the back, whatever. But brother, thank you. I appreciate, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, sister. I've listened to you for a matter of, and I thank you. I thank you too, sister. I appreciate you and I love you. Thank you so much for your support. Right. Have a good one. Hey, I appreciate you. Call back again another time. All right, no problem. Thank you, sister. Have a great one. You too. Right. Peace. Great call from the sister, fam. And she absolutely right. Like, at the end of the day, fam, I don't care what path you choose to take. You know, some people say, well, if you didn't do it this way, you ain't doing it right. Or you didn't do this way. Look, this battlefield big enough for everybody to pick their spot and get up there and fight. What up, black man? What it do, fam? Black man, you on the line with me, bruh?
Hey.
What's good, fam?
Dude, been a hell of a week.
I've been waiting on you to call in, fam. What's good with you?
No, you see my tweets? I've been tweeting this shit, and oh my gosh. August Green was so right. Twitter was not for me. I should never fuck with this shit. But after today, I gotta take a break.
I hear you, fam. I hear you.
I'm done.
Now, you want to talk about what you saw that put that on your mind? Like, you know, share with the family what you noticed. You know. Yeah.
Well, to me, for my state, come on, I've seen a show, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's called Alaska, The Last Frontier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think it's Yul Brynner, and he comes to Alaska from Germany, right?
Right.
After the war, right? And after the war, so after the war of Hitler.
Right,
Hitler
after World War II.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, well, I'm going to go to America. So when he gets to America, they give him how many acres? 160 acres.
A full, what's that, a section?
Say again.
Isn't that a section? 160 acres is a section, right?
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy. We've been here. Mark, did you get an acre from anybody?
I ain't got shit from nobody. Matter of fact, I don't even own the piece of dirt I'm sitting on right now.
Square. So he comes here. He's from Switzerland, I believe. Right? Alaska, the last frontier. And he comes here. But the coolest part about this shit that I can't recognize of it, he wasn't from here. But you get 160 acres to build.
Yep.
All right, so me, Mark, Miss Denny, and another chick. I don't know, name somebody.
Sister August.
Okay, Miss August. We got that's 160 for all of us. How many? 160 times 4. What is that?
That's 640 acres, fam.
640 acres. We're built. We have a town. We're doing something.
Yep.
This guy has come here. All right. Just so we know, he had given to him by the American government of the United States 160 acres. You know what his family has now? 600 acres. They have 600 acres.
Wait a minute, fam. And they quick to tell you that they earned it all on their own through hard work.
Oh. On the show? Oh, yeah. I was catching that. I'm catching up. I'm watching seasons upon seasons, right? Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Oh, you all right, fam?
You know, I wanted to have a life like that. These summer guns have come in here in one generation. One. And I've been here for 5. I still got the same 75. They're mine, but they fucking 75 regular ass acres. I'm paying taxes. And you know what they did to me the other day? Oh, your tax is gonna go up $400 more. For what? What do we do? Y'all, they be playing with you, and they do this shit on a daily.
Yep.
I'm looking at this dude is like from 100. Right, my grandfather in 1940. 40 years old. 39 years old. Mm-hmm. My grandfather. And I'm still playing with the same 75 acres on a plot and fighting with government.
And trying your level best to keep that, ain't you, Phil? You've talked to me about your struggles down there trying to make sure you keep your land.
Dude, it's not easy. Y'all think this is what everybody thinks. Oh, you got acres, you got land, you got this, you got that. No, it's maintaining, it's regulations, it's stipulations, whatever. We got in-town acres. We got to cut that. We got to maintain that during the summer. COVID came out. We wasn't maintaining it. Oh, you still got to come out there and cut that grass. No, I'm not coming out there. It's just, if you want beef, own land. If you want beef, own property. I'm serious. I'm not playing with y'all.
No, fam, I know you not.
No. But you know, we bought that flip property. You know, and even with that, we are going to have to make, oh my gosh, our way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And do it.
I hear you, fam. We're going to have to.
Mark Black said, go ahead.
No, go ahead, fam.
No, Mark Black said, hey, we got to start looking at other opportunities of buying properties that's vacant, buying land that's not being prohibited by people.
Yep.
You're right.
We got to.
Yep. You're right. Yeah. So I did it. We did it. Well, we did it. Me and my uncle.
That's what's up.
just to let you know, we ain't no bankrollers. We ain't selling no dope, nothing like that, right? My uncle, right?
Yep.
He was in the Vietnam War, and he had got a settlement from his pension from the military from 65.
That's what's up.
Am I wrong?
No,
Yeah.
I had an uncle that served in Vietnam. He served from 69 to 71, where he got disabled over there.
Right.
He caught a bunch of shrapnel and shit.
Right. There you go. So he was having problems in 2019, but his claim was from, because my claim was my claim went back. Boo, my gosh, I don't know how many years ago. But I was always on him. I was always on him, cussing him out. You're trash. You're wrong. Blah blah blah. But he finally did it. So when he did it, Mark, you know, he got over $100,000.
Yep. All that back pay from all them years.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting there telling fam, personal. This you know me, dude. And back to Dallas University, you know me. I told him I'll be on the march out there in Dallas on 14th.
Right.
In November. So I'm
That's
not
what's up.
No. Yeah, y'all know me.
Yep.
And that's the only way we're doing this right now. Yeah, my credit score is like 7, whatever. That's fine. My credit score is great. I can do that. But his actual money makes it happen.
Yeah.
Right?
You can have the greatest credit score in the world, but if you ain't got no capital, it don't mean shit.
Woo. Tell him. What'd you say that again?
Shit. I said you can have the greatest credit score in the world, but you ain't got no capital, it don't mean shit.
Yeah, that don't mean nothing.
Mm-hmm.
My credit score is great. Listen, what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? Oh my gosh, this, that, and the third. They got so many excuses for me. And y'all know I own my own home, 5 acres, 4 bedrooms, all that talk. We done did all that. My thing is that, for me, this Kilcher guy, he was on a homestead given to him 160 acres.
Shit, man, if I had 160 acres, I would literally be set for life. Because you already know my plan.
We got how many acres to have? And the coldest part about all this is, he ran from Hitler. Where do we get to go to run from?
You tell him, brother. Where we get to run from?
Exactly. And the other part is that, you know, his I think one of his granddaughters. His granddaughter is what do you call it? Oh, Jewel. Jewel is a singer. Is that right, Jewel? I'm trying to read my printing because I wrote it bad. Yeah, his granddaughter is a singer called Jewel, and
Jewel?
she sings out there and makes money from you.
I mean, if you know, fam, I say this all the time. It's the biggest kick in the teeth that we Black Americans, many of us who could trace our lineage back 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 generations in this motherfucking country. It just galls me to no end that we got to kiss the ass of children of immigrants that were elevated above us illegally. We had our land stripped from us, our rights stripped from us, our ability to move stripped from us, the whole 9 yards. But these motherfuckers ran from countries where they had their opportunities for their own shit and came here and was handed the motherfucking keys to the kingdom. It don't make no sense. And it's time that we start holding these motherfuckers accountable.
Nope. I tell you this all the time when I call, just so everyone knows. Joe Biden, his dad, owned a car dealership. What car dealership did anybody in this chat own? I don't care Harley Davidson. I don't care Chevy. I don't care Ford. I don't care Dodge. What dealership does your father ever fucking own?
I hear you, fam.
Playing with me at this point.
I hear you. What you say, brother? Stop playing with you. I feel you. It's like when you look at the information, when you look at the data, you wonder why niggas keep playing. Like you be seeing people that you know is one generation away from a motherfucker who just got here. And they heavy holding, and you looking at you and your peoples, knowing y'all being here, and ain't nobody, not only you don't have anything, but nobody you've ever known had shit. And then you wondering why we pressing politics so hard, why we pressing economics so hard, because everybody else is doing the same thing. It's time for us to be self-interested. It's time for us to look at ourselves and say, shit, not today.
Mark, this is my last thing I want to sit there and say, all right, before I go. Everybody talks about, oh my God, I'm going to say it. Y'all sit there and say this. People, not you, but they sit there and say, y'all playing checkers against chess. No, we're playing chess against jacks.
Yep. That's true as fuck.
You know what jacks are.
Yep. That's true as hell. It amazes me how much intelligence we ascribe to these folk. We sit here and say, oh, they're playing 4D chess and them crackers, they not. They barely can play jacks. And you gotta hand them the jacks and the damn ball, or they couldn't even play that.
Thank you. And I told you on my tweet today, right?
Mm-hmm.
I told you about my situation, right? I have automatic pay. I pay you automatically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Automatically, you're paid by AT&T. AT&T is paid automatically out of my account. $200, what was it? $60-something? $278? I don't remember. So anyways, I pay you automatically out of my account. But somehow or another, you don't pay yourself automatically, and you go to my account later, which is not the contract date. But somehow, you're going to tell me I got to pay you for your mistake. That's politics bullshit. You can't sit there and tell me I got to pay you for what you didn't do.
Facts.
I gave you my vote. You didn't do what you said you were going to do. I paid you. I told you, yes, sir, we're going to do it. And then you don't do what I do? Man, it's a game. Dude, Mark Black.
I feel you, fam.
If we don't ever understand this shit, we will never get this shit.
I hear you.
But I showed y'all my tweet. I'm being honest with you in my world. I'm being so honest in my whole heart tweets that I send out. I'm telling y'all, it's a fucking game at this point. You know what, Mark? I had a guy who came up to my house, 62 years old, 62, never shot a gun. Never shot a gun.
Word?
He shot. Yeah. Never. No rabbit, no squirrels. No, 22.
Damn.
I said, 62? I said, what? I ain't never shot no gun. So, I took him back to the basics. I took him and showed him. And you know what? When he left, he called me. What did he sit there and tell me? He got some of the best sex from his wife that night. I was like, what? You did what? He you kidding? He said, no, this is no joke. I gotta give me a gun. What do you want to do? I was like, wait.
I ain't even mad at him.
Like, dude.
I'm not even mad at him. When that bug bites you, You know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's funny. A lot of black folk live in, Democratic areas, and the Democrats always trying to tell you got to be anti-gun and shit. Go, fam, if you never shot a gun a day in your life, do yourself a favor. Go to a range. Put your hand on a piece of steel.
What you got? No. Step back. That's what you told me. I'm a Democrat. I don't like guns. That's what you sit there and said that. I didn't say it. You said that, not me.
Oh, I'm gonna tell it like the TIE is. Like I'm not beholden to no Democrats or no motherfucking Republicans. I couldn't care less.
But that's his thought, though, dude. Oh my gosh, I wish I could have him on the phone right now. That's exactly. He said that same thing. He said, "I never shot no gun." I said, "How old are you?" He said 62, and he shot it. I gave him the. What did I put him on?
Did you put him on the blackout?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, fam. I knew it.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I knew you put him on the blackout.
Yeah, but I remember with that monkey. My monkey is my everyday. The monkey is cute. He's that's that 45.
Yeah.
From oh my gosh, I can't even tell y'all. That's my monkey. Monkey is from the place. I want to sit there and say, I'm not gonna tell you, but the monkey is cute. I love her. She rides.
I need to give a name to my gun. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't even named that motherfucker.
I'll give you it. I got a 45 high point caliber.
Right.
Carbine. And I call her Monkey. And Monkey is my daily. She's my daily.
I love that name, Monkey. I gotta give my strap a name, man, because I'm telling you, it just don't feel right without a name.
If you don't name your gun, you ain't.
Facts. That's what I'm saying. Like I ain't even named that motherfucker, man. I gotta. You know what, fam? Do me a favor. Comment to this video. Y'all help a brother out, right? When this video goes up, on the comments of the video, suggest some names for my strap.
Yeah.
I'd appreciate y'all's help in this matter. But fam, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, fam, because it's Halloween and people are starting to fall back. But man, I just want you to know, fall back, but don't fall off, because I'll come find you, Negro.
Never.
Right. You hear me? I love you, bruh.
Oh yeah, love you too. Mark Black. You do water, dirty water. I'm here.
It's my man. Right. It's my man. I appreciate you, bruh. Peace. Great call from the brother Black, man. Fam, it's Halloween. I know many of y'all ain't gonna get to take your kids and shit out or whatever the case may be because of the Rona. But I just want y'all to know that I love y'all. I want y'all to have a good time tonight. Relax. Mental health is key. The Rona will be there tomorrow. The economics will be there tomorrow. The politics will be there tomorrow. Ain't nothing wrong if you dance and sing with your peoples tonight. If you hug your babies tonight. If you sit there and eat candy till your stomach fit the bus. It's all good, fam. It ain't nothing wrong with you being at peace and being happy and being American and doing what the fuck you do. Right? Enjoy yourselves tonight. Be safe. Be well. You will hear from your brother again. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Fam, until the next time I come to you, as always, I want to wish you all love, peace, prosperity, and power. Real power to our people.